Hey everyone, okay, so today I thought we would finish off with different ways to blend concealer. Since we've done some concealer tutorials recently on different techniques, I thought this one would be good to show how the different ways to blend things out. So I'm going to start with concealer. I'm going to use Pat McGrath concealer. Really like the concealer. Not a huge fan of the foundation. I found the foundation just very silicone-y, but it isn't my cup of tea, but to a lot, they'll love it. So we're just going to do concealer like this to begin with. We're going to go through the different ways you can blend it out and which ways work best for some people. So the first way would be the tap technique, where you are just tapping the product with your finger. And when you're doing this, it is a really good idea to keep taking product off. And this way, it works really nice. It's a really nice way of doing it, and there is nothing wrong whatsoever with using your finger to blend in concealer. The second way is to use a brush, and to me a brush is good because it just allows you to get this extra movement of the product, so you can see how I'm able to move it all the way up to underneath the brow, and I can move it from here across the eyelid. So with that product, I didn't have to apply it to the eyelid because there's room, because remember that saying, whatever you blend extends. And I think that the brush is one of the best ways to feather out and blend concealer, because you can take it a lot farther with a brush, absolutely. And I prefer a brush, but I always will go in with a different technique afterwards. So I tend to prefer to just blend it out with a brush and just really make sure that the areas you want concealed are concealed. And then I prefer to then go in with either a triangular sponge, just your average triangular sponge, or a beauty blender, whatever suits, and then just kind of go in and just tap and press just to make sure that the area is smooth, and that, like there is here, that there are no hard edges, so you're able to blend them away kindly. And you can use this sponge damp or dry, it's really up to you, but it's just a really nice way of just going over things and making sure that it is as smooth as possible. Now, once you've done concealer, the next thing to think about, and what I'm going to do actually, is just add just a spot more here. So I just want to just really make use of the fact that this is a nice area to conceal and to highlight, because as you know from all my videos, and I'll link them in the kind of pop-up thing, but this area doesn't move. So when you smile, this area doesn't crease. When you've done that, all you then need to think about is setting it. So let me grab a small amount of powder. Now, it doesn't matter if you use a loose or pressed powder, but it is always a good idea to set something, because product can move. You don't have to set it, and we'll talk about different setting techniques at a later date. But just a small touch of powder on the back of a sponge, it's no big deal. Just on the area here, just ensures that it's not going to go, tits up, that you're going to at least have some longevity from it. And you notice that even though I blended it out here, I'm not actually going to set it there. I'm going to set everywhere else. I'm just going to leave this area because this area creases and I don't need that. And that really is the three ways. I know this sounds like it's very simplistic: finger, brush, sponge. But they work. And for me, it's always better by brush. And then we go in with a sponge just to create that extra kind of smoothness to the face. But doing it this way with the brush, you're able to extend things way beyond their point. And that's the purpose, is that concealer we applied here, we were able to bring it out all the way up over the eye, across the eyelid, and we were able to create that coverage from that relatively few dots we did here. Rather than taking the concealer down and then putting some on the eyelid, it's too much product, I personally think. And this way, we haven't got that same amount of product. We've just got those 4 dots, but we've blended it in numerous different ways. We've softened it with a sponge, and then we've set that inner corner or wherever you wish, knowing that now when I smile and move my face and all the rest, that this area isn't going to crease. It's been blended out. The eyelid is now primed for any work of eyeshadow. And the reason that's good is because you've taken the color that you're going to use here, which is a part of the eye. So the eye isn't floating, it's the same color as your concealer. And then the edges here, which were too light, we use the sponge to blend away so that blends in with your foundation color. It's all about harmony. But there's the 3 different ways to blend concealer. Generally, brush, sponge, absolute. But finger is absolutely fine. Thanks for watching. I know this was very simplistic, but I do think that it's one of those topics, you know, how do you best blend concealer? Everybody's different. Some people just prefer the finger. Some people prefer to go in with a big beauty blender and blend it out. There is no right or wrong way. It's what is going to suit you. But I approach it delicately because, truthfully speaking, I've got an itch. But truthfully, on these tiny little skin tags coming up, old age. But generally speaking, I'm approaching it from somebody who's over 40. Therefore, I need to be a bit more precise with where I want things. I need to be a bit more precise with eyeshadow application and concealer application and highlighting the face, because I don't want to draw attention to areas that aren't particularly flattering, say on my face or on your face. So I'm always going to be a bit more, well, I think we should do it here. So there's more precision. That's why a brush makes a bit more sense to me. But that's how I do it. How you do it is entirely up to you, of course. Now, if you've made it to the end of the video, congratulations, you are fantastic, and thank you very much. And I would also like to point out that my brand new set of brushes, the Edit Collection, have now been released as singles. So all the brushes are now available as singles, which is marvelous. So thank you for your support, thank you for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.